What can I do for you? Here for a deal? Oh, King's March. It's what we Kalgurans call this little port town of ours, and also the region round it.
Who do you follow, fat man? I mean Rog.
All this has been authorised by the King, and we certainly pay enough taxes that we can never forget that. But we're quite far from home. We're mostly left to our own devices. Oh, except for the King's Hand. He spends a season here each year to make sure we're on the up and up. There is no greater concentration of loyal followers of the King than here in King's March. Know what I mean, friend?
Enough word tricks. Speak plain, will ye?
All right, never mind then. What is it you want to know about us?
How do ye and yours fare here?
Well, most Kalgurans here on Rayclast are in various guilds. I'm in the Meridian Free Traders, the trade guild that owns the charter for King's March. You can't beat our logistics. Danik is in the Artificers Guild these days. Tujan's a freelance harbour master, but he stays close. You've got to keep the family together, you know. The wife's the only one still carrying on our grand quest. I sure do miss her, but she always comes back soon enough. On an unrelated note, the King's Hand is due to return to Kalgur any day now. Take care if you see him around. This shop is my pride and joy. I've been dreaming of running my own place since my younger days, even though that was impossible back home. There are a limited number of merchant licenses, all owned by wealthy families. New licenses only come up every few years, but I could never afford one back in Kalgur. I've fallen on better times here in Rayclast, you might say. So here I am. I was never one for grand quests, always preferred sorting logistics from the back, but I'm glad I'm here. I'd never have had my children, or built all this. The wife says I'm the real hero, because I have a business and support my family. She might just be buttering me up, but I still take it to heart. Oh, my Gwenna never did feel quite comfortable here. She spends much of her time off continuing our adventure. Doesn't have anything to do with the King's Hand being in town this year.
Aye, I take your meaning.
The grand quest that brought me here? Oh no, that's a long story. I couldn't possibly. All right then, if you insist, I'll tell the tale. 2 decades ago, our glorious leader, Danik, led us on an expedition across stormy and dangerous oceans to look for an artifact called the Triskelion Flame. Our search took us to the forsaken continent of Rayclast, a land filled with horrible monsters and raving mad exiles.
Aye, sadly that much is true.
But we excavated many ancient sites, uncovering some of the lost history of our people's short residence here. Long ago, Kalgurans tried to settle on Rayclast, and, it did not go well. In the end, they did not survive, and they lost the Triskelion Flame. We've been looking for it for over 20 years now, and to be honest, I've gotten a bit sidetracked, but my wife refuses to give up on the dream. Good day. Come back anytime.
Well met. A druid! In the flesh! Oh, pardon my surprise, wise one. My people once had an order of druids long ago. You have my utmost respect. I'm Danik. Welcome to King's March.
You're kind-head druids.
Yes, the druids of the Broken Circle. Their tales are quite extensive, albeit ancient. Gronel's Starseer, Smaelon Thicket, Avon Brune, all very illustrious stories in their own right.
I've no use for names. Tell me how they lived.
I'm always up for a tale or two, and an ale or two. Let's meet in the tavern sometime.
Ale, you say? I'll see you there.
We've had 20 years on Rayclast, and those gems you use continue to perplex me. Clearly, they grant you mystical abilities, but they simply don't do anything in the hands of a Kalguran.
They've never worked for ye, not even a glimmer.
Believe me, I've tried. We have our own methods of mystical power, to be fair, but your gems remain an enigma. Somehow, I suspect the power is actually inside you, And these virtue gems are just the particular way you believe the world works. I'm no priest, though, so take my opinion for what it's worth. The runes on our armor essentially capture and shape starlight. It sounds poetic, but don't be fooled. The smiths of the Kalgur turned these runes toward killing work long ago, as soon as we discovered we could compel arrows to find their mark and blades to bite deeper.
That's no small claim. Can runes truly do all that?
All that and more. The greatest smiths became known as artificers and produced work of singular genius. I'm not quite there yet, but it's only a matter of time and determination. This little jewel on the sea might have been granted an official charter by the king, but it's those of us here on Rayclast that have built it into the trading hub it is today.
Made something from nothing. That's to be commended.
To be fair, we did have local help. Kingsmarch is actually our second attempt at settling on Rayclast. Our first expedition, thousands of years back, was mysteriously lost.
No mystery there. Rayclast swallows folk whole. But do you think it was something else?
That's why we came here 20 years ago, to find out. We also sought the artifact of power our forebears brought with them to Rayclast. It has become my life's work, the search for the Triskelion flame. The most powerful artifact in our known tales was brought to this continent by the first expedition thousands of years ago. The songs tell of it incinerating evil, purifying tainted fields, and warding off those of ill intent.
If it truly purifies, then it belongs in these blighted lands.
My thoughts exactly. I still intend to get out there, I just get bogged down by the work of running Kingsmarch.
Life at a desk's no life at all. Best you get back out there.
One day there will be a glorious return. One day we Grand Four will finish our quest, and perhaps do a little saving of this fair Rayclast. Yes, one day. Soon. The king commissioned this port for trade after we'd been operating it as an outpost for many years. We ourselves would like to investigate the remnants of our own culture, but he is very interested in Val artifacts.
Josh, is everything good?
The crimes of the Val are best left
Yeah,
buried.
it's just anonymous
King playing at.
Your guess is
talking
as good as
about
mine.
how
Oh, hello. Yes, I'm Ange, a marketeer. Oh gosh, where are my notes? I'm terrible at introductions. Never mind. I've been in Kingsmarch for many years, watching and waiting for my time to shine. Picked up a thing or two from Rog and Faustus, rest his soul, and a little life advice from Tujin, I guess. If you need to get your hands on something, or get something off your hands, just ask.
And you do this out of the kindness of your heart.
I'll take a small fee. Not much at all, really. But, first order of business, we need somewhere to set up a sort of base of operations. A hideout, you might say, to ship goods to and from. I'll keep it all spick and span, don't worry. Just keep an eye out for a suitable location. Somewhere out of sight, off the beaten track, if you get my drift. He helped me with my self-confidence. Well, at least he tried to. He got me blind drunk singing songs with the local crews here in the tavern.
Ale's no cure, but it loosens a tongue.
And loosened mine far too much that night. Since then, for some reason, people have been more friendly towards me. Aren't people awfully strange?
This Faustus, I gather he's no longer with us?
Afraid not. Not for a few years now. Died of natural causes, they say, but I'm not so sure. He left Kingsmarch around a decade ago. No one was entirely sure where he went. But when he got back, gosh, he really had changed. He'd both softened and hardened. You never quite knew which you'd get. But I could tell it was caused by fear.
Fear shapes a soul, like water shapes stone.
Yes, that's exactly it. Wore him down, but left sharp edges, too. I asked him once. It took all my courage to do so. What happened to you, Faustus? Where did you go? I asked. He looked me dead in the eye. I still remember the look he had on his face. He was looking at me, but also through me, like he was somewhere else, reliving something. He said nothing, got up and left. They found his body later that night on the dock. Under his coat, he was clutching a small vial artifact. I heard he held it so tightly his hands were bloody. All very strange. He's been a great teacher, no doubt about it. But gosh, has he gotten soft as he's aged.
If he's softened, perhaps he's wiser for it.
Wiser, maybe. Certainly not richer. Years ago, he'd drive a hard bargain. He was a great negotiator. Then he went and had children. Oh, awful. Now he seemingly doesn't have the energy to haggle. Almost gives stuff away.
Watch your step, eh? Slip overboard and you're on your own. I'm Kanu, first mate of the Aurora May. If you're looking for a ship, best speak to the boss, Makoru. And mind your manners while you're at it.
You're full of bark, lad. We'll see if you've the bite to match.
Ha! Plenty of both. You'll see. My family wasn't always from these parts, you know? We came out here a few generations ago. I was always out exploring the waters and fishing, even as a young boy.
Yeah?
That's just in my blood. My family's tribe, the Tasaleo tribe, they value being on the water above all. But the young ones were never allowed to go very far. I used to drive my parents nuts. I looked out across the water and oh boy, I wanted to keep going. But I never went too far. I couldn't leave my family behind. Where they are, that's my home.
And if you've no family, what then?
That's, something I'd rather not think about.
Aye, don't blame you.
Well, hey, here I am. And I'm thankful the boss showed me that I can make a new life for myself. One that I choose. Calm seas flow under you.
Welcome aboard. I'm Makoru, captain of the Aurora May.
The sea's never agreed with me, but I've a charter all the same.
The sea can be a fickle beast, but lucky for you, we know how to tame her. We can take you wherever you need, places other captains would never dream of going. Your business is your business. Now, we can set sail whenever you like.
Okay, this is a big map.
For generations, the Isle of Shrikes was used for a coming-of-age trial for several tribes. Young Karui tried to sneak onto the rocks, climb the cliffs and take the eggs of the shrikes that nest there. The eggs are a valuable delicacy that many Karui would pay through the nose for. In recent years, though, the trial became far more deadly. The things that nest there, they are vile things.
Of all nature's creations, birds might be the most annoying. No wonder the Karui consider it a trial.
It's not really the type of island outsiders should be trespassing on. But let's do it anyway. That prison island was built by the Eternal Empire. It's been 300 years since the Cataclysm, but the inmates still wail from within the walls there. Can you believe it? Nobody ever let them out.
A punishment without end. Cruel work.
It's a horrible place. You can still hear them pounding at the bars of their cells. Considering how awful it is, I guess you'll want us to sail straight there, right? The first thing that grinning lot of fools did when they got here was build their enclave. The Twilight Order, they call themselves. Spend most of their time brainwashing anyone who will listen. And they've even got a decent chunk of Karui converted to their cause, whatever it may be. Bigger chunk of us can't stand them, though, myself included.
Ugh. Fools planting roots in rotten soil.
Too right. I just think it's a dangerous game they're playing. Religion always is. I suppose we can visit them if you like, but I doubt it'll be very helpful. That island has been shrouded in mist for generations, even since before the Vaal Empire. The tale told by our Hatungo goes, if the mists part and the island shows itself, you will be compelled to land on its shores. You'll claim to hear the voices or see the visions of loved ones, or of your gods, or whatever else is dear to you. If we go there, there's a real chance the ship will never return.
Visions of loved ones? Ah, it's no matter. Whatever's waiting, we'll meet it head on.
Well, what could possibly go wrong? I told you I would take you anywhere, but I'm hesitant about this one. Nakanu might be the most dangerous island of them all because I was born there. They won't outright kill me for showing up, at least not in these more peaceful times. But if you insist, well, let me tell you, it is quite beautiful. I just won't be able to go ashore with you.
And what of me? Will they see friend or foe?
You won't be welcome inland, but you'll likely be allowed inside the front gate. Just be respectful. Whakapanu is one of the most beautiful islands in Ngā Makanui, a tropical paradise. Some time ago, I heard that a Karui tribe decided to land and settle there. Maybe it would be worth asking if they've seen any sign of what you're looking for.
Paradise, you say? Yeah, a nice change from our usual destination.
I also look forward to meeting some Karui who don't know me. That's less an island and more an active volcano. There's a swarm of deadly little things that make their home in the warrens further inland. We call them the kinfolk.
I know their kind. Damn fools tried to cage a bear. Got themselves an angry druid instead. They didn't have long to regret it.
They're feisty little buggers. They'll swarm you and eat the flesh off your bones while you're still screaming.
Why? Let them try.
It's really their tyrant I'm worried about. Reports say he's getting bigger and bigger every time he's spotted. But sure, we can take you there, I guess. All hands on deck! Lower the anchor.
What's good?
Talamoana. My people's traditions have remained the same for thousands of years. Until my generation, that is. When I was just a young girl, Tukohama, the Karui god of war, was slain by a mortal. That turned my world upside down. Our own ancestor, killed by a mortal. I'm looking for my own way now. One that doesn't rely on gods or old traditions. I thought I might find my path in trade and commerce, so here I am, sailing for the Kalgurans. Other Karui like me have spread out across Rayclass in search of meaning. The elders call us Kaivana. They think that we have rejected the way, that we dishonor our families.
Bah! What good are traditions if they do naught but bind us?
You'll get no argument from me. Now, when I was a young girl, I visited the halls of the dead. My ancestors told me that the way was meant to empower us, not to control us. So who am I dishonoring by seeking my truth? It's a debate that I'm tired of having. But either way, it has separated me from my family, and I must live with that. I'm a freshly minted captain, but not new to these waters. I joined the trade guild as a deckhand after I ran away from home. I then worked my way up ever since. I finally took the captain's challenge not too long ago, and now I'm the first Karui captain on a Kalguran ship.
Not many who could make that climb. You've done well.
Thank you, but my story has only just begun. Now I've just got to get out there and make a name for myself. I've put a lot on the line to get to where I am. Who knows? Maybe we'll achieve great things together. I became a captain against the wishes of the Trade Guild Council. To lead a Kalguran ship, you must pass a test. I was given a makeshift crew and tasked with sailing a course in a certain amount of time. At the most dangerous point of the course, between two shallow reefs on a moonless night, our cargo of refined Verisium caught fire. It was set to explode at any moment.
Tough spot for any captain. What did you do?
I was faced with a choice. Abandon ship or order some of the crew into the lethal smoke to put out the fire. At the cost of their own lives, no less. They say it's a rather horrible death, gasping for breath with burning lungs that no longer work. So I chose to put out the fire myself. That's just how I was raised.
Face the fire yourself and live to tell it.
Well, luckily for me, it was all fake. It was the main part of the test. The truth of it is, the candidate passes or fails depending on the votes of the crew aboard. I earned their loyalty by my choice, and many of them still follow me to this day here on this ship. The council does not aid me in any way, but they also leave me to it. It's the best situation for now, until I show some true profit. They don't talk very much about their homeland, and well, I'm definitely not allowed to sail there.
Why not? The Kalgurans don't strike me as hostile folk.
Nah, it's nothing like that. It's just part of their culture. First, someone has to immortalize my family's triumphs into an epic poem. Then, it must be told at their royal court before their king. This sort of custom is not too different from Karui oral traditions, but it's a tricky situation for me. I am no longer part of my tribe, so I have no family to immortalize in song. Tujin suggested that we could be family, but he was drunk at the time. I don't know what to make of the Kalguran king. I've only heard whispers, rumors.
Whispers spread like weeds. What have you heard?
Well, they say he's a bit obsessed with Val artifacts. But something tells me this is quite a concern for the Kalgurans. I've noticed certain types of Val devices seem to up and disappear before being loaded onto ships headed for Kalgur.
They starved their king of poison, and wisely so.
If you mention this, they will deny it. Just like they did when I asked. And just like I will deny ever telling you this. Goodbye.
Land ahoy. What's your step, hey? We shouldn't be here. This place hates us. Can't you feel it? I keep seeing angry faces in the fog.
Grave water.
God.
Get on, foul creature! walker! Just clicks! Gone, foul creature! Now that's a fight. Wild's take it! Looks like part of a map. Calgurans were arrogant to think they could tame such a place. Richard! Abominations!
Stop! Don't come near the circle.